Secret Invasion Episode 4 has now landed on Disney Plus, and we continue to enjoy a pretty pleasant Disney Plus series. Am I the only one here? Anybody else enjoying it as much as me? I don't think it's like mind-blowing, a masterpiece, or the best one out there, but I would say it's definitely a lot better than a lot of the other shows we've been getting, and yet I barely hear anyone talk about it, man. Whatever the case may be, we're going to be breaking down episode 4 here, so I want to know your guys' opinions on what you thought about this. Why do you think they continue to end every episode on a cliffhanger, making you think your favorite character just died, or maybe they did die? Alright, but with episode 4 of Secret Invasion giving us only 2 episodes left of this show, we open up in 2012 after the events of the first Avenger movie, where you can see Nick Fury is in his classic black leather trench coat attire in Paris, meeting up with what will be his future wife, using some of that intergalactic riz that got him this far. Now, this has been an interesting turn of events because last we saw, she's getting ready to put a bullet in good old Nicky Fury. She meets up with Rhodey at a church, and we all suspected she was talking to Rhodey on the phone last episode. Glad it's been confirmed now. And Nick Fury is listening in on this entire conversation. I'm assuming he bugged her phone that episode when he was staring at her phone in the kitchen. This show bringing back that old Nick Fury that is always 2 or 3 steps ahead of everybody. And this led into what I think is a pretty intense scene in the show. In fact, there's been a lot of intense scenes where characters are really just sitting down talking, and we're having some pretty great Marvel dialogue. This back and forth they have about their marriage and everything they've been through, and whether Nick Fury would even change anything out of that. Like, when the guns went off on each other, I thought the obvious thing was going to be Nick Fury just killed his wife. I was not expecting him to have so much trust in her that she would purposely miss, as well as Nick Fury also missing. That was a great cap off for the scene. I really liked the way that ended, and well, even though it seems like they're at peace with each other, she's not going to kill him, he's not going to kill her, it does put a question mark on their marriage here because, you know, Nick Fury walks away quoting Kanye West, "Yee."
Would you have loved me if I'd never changed? If I'd been my true self?
I guess we'll never know.
If I had to put my guess on it, I'm thinking that's the end of the marriage, and I don't think we'll really be seeing her come back in any future MCU projects. Bringing us over here to another shocking revelation, and it's not the one that Rhodey is a Skrull. We kind of figured that. They were making that as obvious as possible in the previous couple of episodes. The thing that shocked me the most is it was a female Skrull. That had me a little bit shocked right there, and I like the little transition they do once Rhodey wipes the mirror here. Bringing us once again to what this show does best: sit down intense dialogue sequences. All these other Marvel shows get all hyped up with intense hallway fights. Secret Invasion is about them intense table fights. As a side note, I don't know why, but I like Nick Fury acting all chummy when he's about to get the upper hand on somebody and acting like he's your best friend and whatnot. Bringing out the whole, us brothers gotta stick together. And also, hats off to Don Cheadle in here, because now that the audience knows he's a Skrull, I feel like he has to play up that whole thing of acting like Rhodey without really being Rhodey, because it's someone impersonating him. I feel like we get a really good sense of that when he's talking to the president, and the president's like, "Do you have alcohol in your breath, man? Come on, take a coffee or something. This is so unprofessional of you." Leading us into an action scene where the Skrulls are pretending to be Russian agents trying to kill the president so that they can hopefully incite a war between the US and Russia. I saw a lot of people complaining why these Super Skrulls didn't just use their superpowers from the start, and that's because there's supposed to be a couple of survivors after this event to tell other people the Russians attacked us, not some green alien people with superpowers attacked us. Because this show hasn't really been action focused, and they've really done a good job, I think, building people like Talos further, exploring Nick Fury a little more. The part that actually got me the most kind of hyped during this is when Talos gets shot, and we see an army man freak out and go, "Oh my god, there's a shape-shifting alien, we have to stop it," and Nick Fury just has to say, "No, he's friendly, he's with me." And because we live in a world with magical beings, superheroes everywhere, a shape-shifting green alien only takes 5 seconds to process, and he just goes back to shooting these other guys. That is the benefit of a connected Marvel Cinematic Universe. The wild, crazy stuff can just be explained away like that. But the more sentimental and deep reason is because we saw earlier in this episode, you know, Talos was telling his daughter, who I just completely forgot to mention, she's a Super Skrull. We all knew she didn't die from that bullet wound. She got revealed through flashbacks. She Super Skrulled herself. Makes sense. And I saw a lot of you guys comment, she'll probably most likely be the one to fight Gravik at the end of this, even though I was hoping the real Rhodey would come in an Iron Man suit or something of that sort. But I digress. In that scene, Talos is telling his daughter, it's like, we have to make peace with the humans, we have to be vulnerable and show ourselves, reveal our heart, and hopefully they can grant us asylum, they can give us a place to stay. And his daughter calls him delusional, crazy. You're like, that's not gonna work, that's not gonna happen. And I feel like in this little sequence where we see a scroll shape-shifting alien trying to save the president of the United States, that would have been the biggest PR move for the Skrulls. Gravik's plan would have turned on him, because here they were about to showcase an alien from another planet is willing to protect our humankind. That would have gotten all of us on their side and to help them out. Too bad it didn't kind of pan out that way, and instead, of course, it was a big reveal that Gravik was there and kills Talos. Now, I do want to say a negative thing about this scene. It felt very awkwardly shot. The editing was weird about it, and I just felt like it came out of nowhere. Heck, even this episode came in at 37 minutes long. Every Secret Invasion episode is now getting shorter and shorter when these were starting off with like hour-long episodes. And I definitely feel like these action scenes were maybe cut short or cut up in a way to maybe save on time, whether that's on VFX or budget or whatnot. But again, I don't know if I was the only one. The editing here at the end just felt weird. But aside from that negative, oh yeah, it hurts to see Talos get hit like that and to end up dead. I'm actually on the fence whether Talos is really dead or not. I feel like he is, and even the expression Nick Fury has in seeing Talos die and Gravik get the upper hand on him, we've never seen that level of fear in Nick Fury's face. So you know this is a big oh crap moment for him. So to me, yeah, again, another really solid episode and what I feel is becoming a really solid Disney Plus series. The only question I have after this episode is I would like them to reveal next episode, how long has Rhodey been a Skrull? Because now that we have that confirmed, do not tell me he's been a Skrull all this time in the MCU. I'm thinking he must have got captured and put in one of those sleep chambers that the Skrulls have sometime after like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or at least the last time we saw him. This mole has probably only been a Skrull for like 1 or 2 years in Rhodey's body. But this is where I toss it off to you guys. You see episode 4 of Secret Invasion. Are you still on board? Is this meeting your expectations? Why do you think some people are just not hyping this show up as much? I feel like it's actually pretty good. And what do you hope to see in the final 2 episodes? Anything and everything, be sure and like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.